know, I firmly believe I've had so many people that have lost children and loved ones as well, and so many of them they say, well, there is nothing after this, because if there was, so and so would have done. I'm like, first of all, they don't do what you think they're gonna do. Secondly, it's never their lack of giving, it's our lack of being able to receive. If you fail to recognize it, if you fail to acknowledge it,
and how sad is that? How
you know?
sad is that if you don't see the signs, right? And if you don't see the signs.
And I'm a pretty pragmatic person. I mean, if a wind blows and a picture blows, I'm not going to go, ooh, that was so-and-so. I'm not like that.
But if the picture blows and there's no wind and it's inside of a house and it falls down on the floor, hello. Love you? Oh my God, you're a mom. And for a mom to lose a child is the worst. You know, it is the worst pain that anybody can ever, that's part of you, But if she's up there and look what's happening and things are going and you're open to the signs and this and that and she's around, and guess what? Already. And you're good, because what'll happen is you'll be passing the word to other mothers who are really, and they'll say, yeah, but you know what? Even just one little word will make sense to them, and that'll help heal them.
But and you just said about how it's the worst. And after Ashley died, I realized something. It's not the worst. It's the most final on this planet.
Exactly.
But it's not the worst.
Right.
The worst would be if she were here in pain.
Exactly.
The worst would be if she were suffering. The worst would be if she'd been kidnapped and raped and held for 22
for all
years.
These, exactly.
That to me is the worst.
Right. That's what suffering.
But this is the most final. There's no hope.
Right. But there's closure.
But it's more. I've learned. Before she passed, I had a dream. About 2 months before she passed, I had this dream, and in my dream, it was my husband and my ex-fiance, and I was in an L-shaped dream, and I was laying here in this corner, and this corner was dark, and I was laying on a mattress on the floor, and they were over here in the light talking, and my ex-fiance said to my husband, you need to help her let go of the baby. And now they'd never met. I'd never planned on the meeting. This dream made no sense to me. When I looked down, I was holding a baby in a black blanket. I woke up at like 3 a.m, totally distressed. I mean, now both of my girls were in their teens, and the baby, but it felt like I was going to lose something. It felt like I was going to have to let go, and I didn't want to. And it was really disturbing to me. After Ashley passed, a couple of months after, I've only had one dream where I know she's come to me. And in this dream, I was in this huge, expansive room, but I don't remember seeing walls. It just looked like a room, but and there was a rack, and there were like these ancient looking mirrors hanging on this rack, and they started moving back and forth. And I remember going, oh my God, she's here, Ashley's here. And out of nowhere appears this Herculean kind of guy. He's huge, and he's got like the Roman attire, or the Greek attire, and he takes a mirror and he hands it to me, and I look and I see her shoes on the floor behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, she is here. And I turned around and she looked like she did the night she passed. And I was angry, and I wanted to wake up, because she looked gray and marked up, and I just wanted to wake up, and I couldn't. And she looked at me, and she didn't talk, she didn't move her mouth, but she said to me, Mommy, you need to cover the baby. And I looked down, and I was holding a baby in a blanket, and I covered it. And when I did, she became well.
I was going to say she became...
And she was radiant. She was glowing. And it was after both of those dreams, I needed both of them.
Of course.
To understand that I need to let go of the physical.
That was a lesson.
I can't embrace the spirit until I let go of the physical. It doesn't mean I don't miss it. It doesn't mean that I don't.
Of course.
But she exists. We all do, and we all will. So that's, with this show, that's what I want to bring.
And that was a lesson for you. That was a lesson to learn. Now you know. And now you can pass that and forward. You'll bring that forward to so many people. This will help heal so many people. That story is beautiful.
That's what I want to do.
And that's why. And like I said, she's behind the scenes.
The rare mediums, the ones that can actually have a gift. Like I said in the email that I sent to Francine, there are a lot of charlatans. There are a lot of cold readers. And I can't.
You want validation. If you can get a validation, and you know that that's your daughter, you know that that's your father, and it's a validation, and it's not a guess. It's not, because a lot of people say, oh, but you're just guessing. Well, you're not, because you're getting the message. You're opening up. You're channeling right there.
If you can guess to an 80-90% accuracy, You're a genius.
Exactly. And
Actually, last night I did a message circle here,
mhm.
and that is basically a gallery reading where I bring just loved ones in from the other side, and I'll have about 15 people. And I feel almost every single one
Wow.
with the way they passed. If there's a suicide, I might get a heart attack. I'll just feel this red inflamed area. I can get tight in my neck if there's a suffocation. And sometimes it's just, I feel bad backs too. I mean, did grandma have a bad back? And
You usually feel that, yeah.
I have to sit,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you just go with it. At least it's not real.
Right.
But yeah,
You
Lynn's
do
right. When they come down to a certain point, our job is to meet them
Mhm.
up to here. And they say that heaven might only be about 15 feet above our head. It's maybe not as far away as we think. But we have to meet somewhere here in the middle, and we have to raise our vibrations. They work just as hard to come down. But I do believe that even though we move on with our personalities, we don't take cancer with us, we don't take Alzheimer's. We take what we might have done to other people that we have to work through. But I do feel that they take on the personalities they had here a little bit too. So even though there might be someone that was really kind of a nasty spirit, and I'm going to protect my energies with my own guides, so we'll do a sort of a go-between, like keep Uncle Fred, who got killed in a prison, over there, and the guide can do a go-between, it happens. It's dangerous out there sometimes for us, so we
You
do.
never would have thought.
And being an empath, a lot of times you attract, you'll feel, you're a feeler. So you will feel everything. You'll feel it all. You'll take on
Negative.
energies, that's why we have to protect ourselves and ground ourselves, yes, because you will feel the negative energies coming through.
I'm not trying to be silly, but like you can walk into a room and you can immediately feel drained. I call people like vampires. They like
They suck,
literally
they suck your
you.
energy,
They do.
yeah.
How do you protect yourself?
Continuously surrounding ourselves with white light.
Mhm.
I say a little white light prayer.
Mhm.
I do that even in before I start a circle.
So you just kind of imagine a white light around
Yeah, I
you,
mean, and
or-
if there's an emergency, it's just like, okay, white light, white light. Your
Yeah.
spirit guides are supposed to know exactly what you
Yeah,
mean.
they know
Okay.
what's
So
going on.
so
white light.
I surround myself with a white, like a fog.
Mm-hmm.
So that like either I'm invisible but I'll surround my car with white light too in traffic.
Sure.
But it's a constant, like if you're an empath, like Lynn said, and you feel it when you walk into a room,
Always protect
it's your responsibility to say, hey, stop, okay. Other people just go down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like we're 100% foolproof either. I mean, we go down.
Oh, yeah.
But you just have to recognize it, like, okay, I'm going to need a break. I can do 10 readings in a row of what I call bubblegum chewers. And they're like college students that come in and say, am I ever going to get married? Is
Yeah,
choice,
relationships,
am I going to have children? And it's like, okay, you're 16, you don't have to worry about that pimple. Well, 18, but I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to do 16-year-olds. And the difference, though, is I can do a whole bunch of those in a row. But when I get somebody that comes in, somebody's just committed suicide, they just lost their mother, and the walls of tears are coming down. Okay, might need a break after that, because I am an empath. We have to not own somebody else's pain, but we are all connected, like you said. We would have dreams that would come true. And they would all be negative, something that would happen within a week. And it was always bad to somebody, but not enough information to actually be able to warn them.
Yeah, that's what
Because
she
you're not
says, too.
supposed to. You're not supposed to interfere with their karma. What you're being told is something to prepare you, to
Oh.
cushion the blow. It was for a personal reason,
Oh, that's hard
so
to
that
deal
you
with.
can understand. But children especially, because if you think about it, who was in heaven last? It was the children. And we all come with this gift that's not tainted yet, it's innocent. But what happens is over time is that we have to deal then with school and homework and pressures and chores and then pimples and
And then saggy butts. It just
That's-
gets better and better.
marriage and all the pressures of life, and we become more human. We become more acclimated with the world around us, and that's just, there's no room anymore